What's your response to what Stephen A. had to say about Ant's performance in Game 4?
I've got PTSD from LeBron James, his first conference finals back in 2007, when he got double teamed in the paint frequently by a great Detroit Pistons defense, and he would kick the ball to open teammates who were not as good as the teammates that Ant Edwards now has on the Timberwolves, and him getting roasted for that. And I'm scarred. I'm scarred from that, because I watched a game where the Timberwolves really had a terrific offensive game. They had 126 points. They shot over 50%. In the fourth quarter of this game, they scored 41 points against one of the best defenses of the last decade, if not more. They double teamed him 100% of the time he penetrated and drove the ball. Their entire apparatus was designed at forcing him to give it up. He gave it up, and their offense thrived. Now, if you want to say, Stephen A. or Mad Dog, that you think that he could have had a bigger impact on the game, that he could have done some things to put more of his stamp on it, I don't disagree with that. But I can't get frustrated with a player who helped his team play brilliant offense by making smart basketball decisions. I will point out that Julius Randle was 1 of 7 in this game with 5 turnovers, and that Randle is averaging 3 assists in this series. And one of the big things they got to do tonight is get the ball out of Ant's hands so he can operate with more space. But I cannot criticize Ant for leading to great offensive basketball by his team.
Well, Anthony Edwards had 5 turnovers too. So he had 6 assists, 5 turnovers. I know making the right play is the right thing to do most of the time. I often say, and I've had this happen, and I've seen great players talk about it. There's one thing, especially for a guy like Anthony Edwards, right? It was one of the earlier games where he had 13 points and he barely took any shots in the game, and we talked about being more active. So, like, I am going to say that whenever you're a great player, when you're on the verge of becoming a great player, every time that you don't impact winning, your game is going to struggle. I mean, I just want you to think about it for a second. The visual, and you could say keeping it real, whatever it is, of me after a loss saying, well, I don't think I really had a bad game, or I don't think I really struggled. I made the right play. How does that come across, Wendy?
Yeah, he didn't take
How does that come across when you are the star
I don't
player?
care about his quotes.
What do you mean? That's what we're talking about. That's the whole point of the conversation. When your lead player, your star, your dog, who is talking and built into everything, then after a game, that's the bigger point to me, says, well, I don't think I struggled.
Why did they lose the game?
Excuse me?
Jay, why did they lose the game? Why did they lose the game?
I'm not saying he's the main point or the main reason why they lost the game, Brian. I'm just saying, when you're the lead dog, when you say, you got to think about how that sounds. You got to think about where you are from a leadership perspective. Right. You can't say that. You are him. If you're going to be him, him is inclusive of everything. You know what I mean, Stephen A?
What should he have said in that moment, Jay? Like, how should he have handled that as the leader?
We all need to be better. I need to be better. Like, it's just little things like that. You don't say, I didn't struggle. You know, that's not how I determine struggle. They were in gaps. It then sounds like you're being passive. That's not what you want from your lead guy.
People love to debate whether LeBron James is the greatest of all time because it sparks passion, nostalgia, and strong opinions. LeBron's career has lasted over 20 years, and he's played at an elite level the entire time. He holds the all-time scoring record, has won multiple championships, and has dominated in different eras and with different teams. But when people think of greatness, many immediately think of Michael Jordan, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, and a perfect record in the NBA Finals. The debate isn't just about stats, it's about leadership, killer instinct, and impact on the game. Fans argue over who faced tougher competition, who had better teammates, and who changed the game more. These discussions go on because they're fun, emotional, and tied to personal memories. In the end, the GOAT debate continues because greatness is hard to define, and that's what makes it so exciting.